here with you on Enlightened World Network, and it's Earth Day. So before we start our conversation, let's just take a few minutes to settle in and connect. And we'll start by just taking a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds, and as you release it, release any tension in your neck and your shoulders, in your jaw, in your back. And take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And as you exhale, just relax fully and completely and deeply. And then let's take our hands and press our palms gently together. Rub them slowly. Feel your fingers against your palms. Feel your fingertips. And come present to your body right here, right now. So today is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, and I can't imagine that there has been an Earth Day more important than this one, because we have the opportunity to turn the tide on our future right now by choosing to shift our behaviors. And one of the biggest concerns for me on the planet right now, and there are many, but what I'll focus on today is plastic and our use of plastic without even thinking. So I want to address some simple things that we can do that will make a profound impact. One is stop buying bottled water. Just stop it, unless it's in glass. The plastic that is generated by bottled water that stays here forever is enormous, and the reason that people drink bottled water typically is because they believe that it's safer than drinking tap water, and perhaps it's more convenient. But what I want to address is that the fact of the matter is that bottled water contains microplastics. And there have been a number of different studies that have discovered that the quality of the water that's in the bottles is often no better than tap water. So what's the solution? If you're concerned about water purity, buy a water purifier that is a high quality purifier. There are all kinds of home purifiers you can purchase, but in addition to that, there are portable bottles. We represent a bottle called the Purity, Puritii bottle. It's less expensive than the same volume of plastic bottled water that you would buy. And you can find this on sustainabilitynow.global. I believe we have a link there, and if not, you can message me, and we can help you out there. But this is not a plug just for that. This is really just to say, stop buying bottled water. So let's talk about what else we can do. We can carry our own bags when we go to the grocery store, and when we go to any store to purchase anything, whether it be clothing or supplies for whatever, you can carry your own bag. What else can we do? We can stop using plastic straws. What we're looking at here is single-use plastics primarily. Stop buying frozen foods that are packaged in plastic, which most of them are. Stop. What else can we stop doing? what we can start doing is we can start shopping for produce where it's not prepackaged. So buy produce that isn't prepackaged, and go find places where you can buy certain foods in bulk. For instance, Whole Foods has bulk food sections where you can serve yourself whatever volume of rice or other grains or nuts and etc. that is not prepackaged, and just be sure not to use the plastic bags. Bring paper bags or use paper bags. They often have that option. You may have a local co-op that has bulk foods. Right now, with the isolation that we're in, there are more limitations on the serve yourself sort of bulk foods that are available, but they are still available at a variety of locations. What else can we do as far as plastic? Um, let's see. When we use disposable plates or plastic utensils, stop. Just stop. And if you already have these things on hand, use them, but rewash them. Repurpose them. If you have bought things in plastic bags, reuse the plastic bags. Seek out places to recycle what you're doing. Now, here's the thing, and this is the illusion that we're operating under, and I want to clear that up right now so that we can all be more responsible. Probably many of us are doing our best to be as responsible as possible in recycling and making sure that we clean out our containers and we put them in the right recycle bin, and we separate what we're supposed to separate. And here's the really sad truth: less than 9% of all plastic gets recycled. And the truth of the matter is that a number of the plastic containers that are marked as recyclable, while technically they are recyclable, in fact, there is no facility that will process those plastics. And that's the case for most of it. So what happens to it? The plastic then will either be incinerated, or it will go to landfill, or it gets shipped off to another place where it pollutes the environment there. So the truth is, the only solution to the plastic plague that is currently overtaking our planet is the stop of plastic use. So what can we do to be involved in this shift of paradigm? First is value the planet more than the convenience of just going and buying stuff in plastic. Now, given many things are not available except in plastic containers, one of the most challenging waste products of plastic are snack bags, because the snack bags are not just plastic, but they're a laminate of different types of materials, which makes them very difficult to recycle. So make snacks at home. Do more cooking at home. Do more cooking from scratch. Certainly now we have the time and ability to do that and to learn to do that if we don't already know. I just want to put a quick plug in here. Where my passion for the planet comes from is I realized that of all the things we've talked about purpose in previous podcasts here, but of all the things that I looked at to discover what my purpose was, one of the keys to that discovery is looking at what breaks your heart. And when I looked at what we're doing to the planet, I would just well up with tears. And from that came inspiration to create. Well, I have a very big vision for an eco park, which I keep teasing you with. Eventually, I'll talk to you more about that. But what grew out of it was a podcast um, that I have with my business partner, Scott Billy, and it's called Sustainability Now. And you can find it at sustainabilitynow.global, and you can find us on Facebook as well. And so the other things that we can do are to become more conscious. The more conscious we become, the more naturally our behavior will shift. So if you just notice as you go through your day what you're interacting with that's plastic and what you might be able to eliminate, it will be eye-opening for you. I went through a 1-month plastic challenge last July, and it was really, really challenging to find ways to not be buying things that were in plastic, particularly single-use plastics. So uh, take a personal assessment and use this opportunity to get really creative about how you can proceed without using plastic, and at the very, very least by reducing your plastic use, and particularly single-use plastic. And so much of it is just a matter of being conscious and aware. So when I would go to a restaurant that was a fast food place, I found that people were willing in many, many cases to put the food in my container. So I would bring a container and I would have the food put in my container. I bring my own utensils, and that way I didn't have to make use of the disposable utensils and plates that were given to me. The other thing that we can do is bring our own straw. So there are straws in all kinds of materials. There are glass straws and bamboo straws and paper straws, and it goes on and on and on. Silicone straws. So get some straws and carry a bag with you that has, it's like your survival kit, where you have a napkin and utensils and containers, and that way you're prepared for whatever circumstance might arise. And of course, carry your own water bottle. Let's see, what else can we do? Well, there is a wonderful, wonderful website called The Story of Stuff. It's storyofstuff.org. And you can go there and learn about stuff. Learn about what we're doing with plastics. Learn about how we have been manufactured to be consumers, how we have truly been deliberately brainwashed to consume and throw things away. And what we have the opportunity now, particularly as we're confined to our homes much more, we have the opportunity now to find new ways of providing for ourselves, find new foods to eat, find ways to prepare things. And it was really interesting, not that long ago, I read that there were all kinds of trends going through the grocery stores as this epidemic has proceeded. And initially it was for toilet paper and first aid kinds of things and antibacterial soaps and um, and gels, etc. And then the next big trend was baking goods. So lots and lots of people are relying more upon themselves to be baking, to be providing food for the family in a more direct way. And the truth is that this food is much, much healthier. And it doesn't go through the massive production process and all the expenditures of energy and waste that are part of that production. So back around to plastic, we often are very, very conscious of the amount of plastic that is piling up in our environment, but we often don't even consider the production process that brought that plastic into being. So plastic that we're used to is derived from fossil fuels. And as we think about fossil fuels, we're aware of fracking and pipelines and spills and pollution and noise and light pollution that is created in the process of creating oil and fossil fuel products. And we also then don't consider the amount of waste that is produced once the fossil fuels are gotten out of the ground. Then in the process of producing the plastics, that's also a toxic scenario. And then, of course, the cost of delivering the products that are packaged in plastic that we've come to rely on out of convenience. So it's a very, very big picture. There's so much here for us to be looking at as we are using less fossil fuels for fueling our cars, doing less traveling right now. We also can look at what are the staples that we rely on and how can we shift our behaviors and shift our priorities on this wonderful day of remembering, and not just from today, but going forward. How can we shift our priorities so that we prioritize people and planet and over convenience and in I'm not even going to get into the profit end of what drives so much of this in terms of corporate interests that consider profit more important than anything else. So let's get back to a couple more things we can do. Another really awesome site to go to is greenpeace.org, and Greenpeace has a huge initiative, as does Story of Stuff, a huge initiative along with a bunch of other organizations to curb this plastic plague. So one of the things that we want to be aware of is that I mentioned that we have been brainwashed to be consumers, but we have also been brainwashed to believe that it's our responsibility and our ability as consumers to clean up the plastic problem. And we need to look at the fact that that's a deflection. It's actually a deflection from the industry that big plastic wants to continue producing more and more plastic because that's how they can keep utilizing fossil fuels. It's keeping the fossil fuel industry in business, plastics. So they're very vested in avoiding responsibility for this huge problem that they've created on the planet. And what we need to do is hold these organizations responsible. And one of the ways that people are doing that, and there's a guidebook for this on the Story of Stuff website, storyofstuff.org, is to be doing inventories of waste. And what people do is either individually or with a group of people go to an area and they pick up all the trash. And as they're picking up all the trash, they catalog it. And it's cataloged based on type, and it also can be identified based on company, what kinds of trash people are finding, from who, what products. And there's actually an app that you can track this with, but there's a whole guidebook on Story of Stuff on how to do it. And as we get more and more data, it's more and more damning for these companies where they are being held accountable for their products falling into the waste stream because they've made no provision for for recycling them. And many of you may remember when we had deposits on bottles, and there are, in some states there still are, and deposits on cans. And what we need to do is to go back to materials that are truly recyclable, that can be sterilized and reused and literally recycled in what we call circular economy, so that there is not waste. That this is another paradigm that we get to shift. There's no such thing as waste. There's no such thing as waste. In other words, nature has no such thing as waste. Nature recycles everything. And what we have done is we've created products that at this moment are waste, and we need to find ways to transform them into something that is useful. And going forward, we get to imagine new ways to manufacture products that are fully 100% recyclable. So rather than buying a vacuum cleaner that once it breaks, we throw it out and we get a new vacuum cleaner, what we want to do is, for instance, have a vacuum cleaner that has parts that can be replaced so that we can maintain it for longer and longer periods of time. And why do we not have that? Because we, again, circling back, have been manufactured to be consumers. And so we wanted things, not you and I, but manufacturing companies wanted things to be disposable, to become obsolete. So what you notice with phones is eventually the phone won't be able to support new software, um, and the phone doesn't have replaceable parts. And when it's done, it's done. It's more and more trash. When the new phone comes out, we've rushed and made lines outside of stores to get the new phone. So just the frenzy that we have when we go on shopping sprees for the holidays on Black Friday, the fact that people line up outside the stores to go and purchase all these things rather than make gifts or do something creative that is from the heart to share. So this is a lot. I got on a rant. This is obviously a passion for me. I want to invite you to join us on Sustainability Now tomorrow evening, which is Thursday. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we do a hangout where we're showing a movie, and then we have conversation afterwards. And this week, we are showing a new documentary put out by the Story of Stuff. It's a full-length documentary, and it's called The Story of Plastic. And it is a very educational and scathing indictment of the plastic and fossil fuel industry. It will wake you up to see the truth of what's going on behind the curtain, and we get to make a change with that. So today, do something for the planet, and let's be alert to our plastic use and make some commitments about the changes we can make to better ourselves and better the planet. Bill Turner just chimed in. We humans have created our own money-based reality, no thought on functioning at a deeper level. And hopefully, Bill, this crisis of the COVID-19 will prompt people to think more deeply and more holistically. So with that, thank you for being here. So much love to you, lots of compassion, and happy Earth Day.